Welcome to Story Over Everything with Edward Atwell and Chaz Reed.
What's going on, everybody? This is Aaron Atwell here with my co-host Chaswick L. Reed III and our special guest Anthony Armendariz. What's going on, guys?
How's it going? How's it going, man?
Chaz is still invested in this thought stop venture.
That's the first time I've ever heard your last name.
Me?
No, Ans.
Yeah, man. It's that
Man.
movie star status
Bro,
got that ring to it, man.
That joint is fancy. Like,
Anthony Armendariz.
man, amazing.
Also, in
Thanks,
some
man.
circles, he's known as Anthony Farmendariz.
Okay, listen here.
For He's big in farm wedding circles. He's a real Goliath of the industry.
Nice.
I'm actually rebranding to White Picket Fence Films.
Ooh, even better.
Yikes. So what's going on, Chaz? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Currently ordering from Thigh Stop. I thought Aaron was playing because, Wingstop doesn't have wings because of the wing shortage. Do you guys know we're in this catastrophic wing shortage? Like, who cares about COVID? I mean, we're short of chicken wings, and that's what the world revolves around.
Let's talk
And
about the
right-
real issues. That's what this podcast is about. We get down to
That's-
nitty gritty.
Right. You don't have no chicken wings? What am I supposed to do with myself? I mean, you just want me to film this wedding and don't get any chicken wings? Unbelievable.
So how's that been affecting you, man?
It messes up my sleep. It's my memory. I'm suffering from like memory loss because it's so hard to find chicken wings that I have to eat like McDonald's chicken nuggets to kind of refresh my memory, and it's not helping at all. Like, I think I'd rather eat a cardboard box than the McDonald's chicken nuggets.
I like the chicken nuggets, man. I think they're pretty good.
That's probably because your taste buds don't work. But anywho, other than that, man, life is good, man. I'm feeling good. Not looking so good. Trying to grow my beard like Aaron, but due to genetics, I'm having a little holdup with that. But anywho,
still time.
how have you been, man? How have you been?
I'm good, man. Let's see. What did I do this week? Nothing. That's what I did this week.
Oh yeah.
Big load. No, I'm kidding. I still got a few weeks left with my customer. Did some magazine ads this week for them, and working behind the scenes on the podcast, trying to get things rolling. And that's pretty much it, man. Trying to spend some time with the family and waiting on Anthony pretty much all the time. That's it.
Tell me about it.
What about you,
Man.
Ant? What you getting into these days?
Oh, dude, this week has been real busy. Just missing you, man. I spent all my time just missing you, and it's taken up a lot of time.
Yeah,
No.
I get it. I get your text messages. I just don't answer them. Oh wait, that's you. That's you. I forgot.
No, yeah, I've been really good. Health is really good. Family, actually, most of my family just got COVID, and they weren't doing good for a while. But then, as time goes by, and you go through the motions, they started getting better, and
Good.
they quarantined for a while, and I stayed away from them. But I actually just got to see them recently, and they're doing a lot better. They're getting healthier, and yeah, it was good to see them. But other than that, just staying busy with work and
That's good,
moving
man.
straightforward.
COVID's super real, bro. Like,
Yeah, man.
super duper real. Y'all be safe out there, man, for real. If you ain't gonna take the vaccine, put your mask on, please.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
You don't have to wash your hands. That's a myth. Everything else they said is true.
That's what I meant to say. Lick your hands.
Yeah, that makes
And
more sense.
touch your face
That makes
more.
more sense to me. Yeah.
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 Cool, guys. Well, I'm excited to have Anthony on as our guest today. Anthony, how long have we known each other?
We met at the end of, I believe, 2000. Was it 17 or 18? 2018.
No.
Yeah.
I'm pretty curious of where y'all met at.
We met at the end of 2018.
Where did y'all meet though?
Well, first we're gonna have to recheck the calendar because it seems like I met a little skateboarding kid long before that.
I
Yeah,
just want to know
that's
where they
true.
met at. That's all.
We met
That's true.
we met at a coffee shop.
We re-met at a coffee shop. Turns
Yeah.
out, years and years before we re-met, we went to church together.
Yeah,
Yep.
the old days.
Yeah, we didn't hang out much back then though. I
No.
was a little bit younger, and you were still old. You're still old.
All right, buddy. So thanks for being our guest today.
I'm just messing.
Yeah, I know. No, we met at
No.
a coffee shop recently. Not recently, like you said, it was 2018 or whatever year it
Mhm.
was. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Did you get your wings ordered, Chaz?
Bro, they on the way. Don't play. Do not play. The wings,
I'm
the
sorry,
thighs are on the way.
The thighs are on the horizon.
5-piece bone in. Yes, sir.
That's what's up. So anyway, we got Anthony here, and we're going to get into a little bit of what Anthony does.
Oh, here he goes.
And just so
being
you
fancy.
gentlemen remember,
Let me turn my
this is
light
our-
off.
Oh gosh.
I don't have
So
the
you guys
special
remember
effects.
this is a video podcast, which will be on YouTube and featured on many social networks. So compose yourself. Make sure you hang up when you get off. Excuse me. So with all that said, let's go ahead and dive in and get the discussion going. So let's start. And give us a little of your backstory. What brings you to video work, and where did you start out from?
Oh, what brings me to video work, man? I have to take it back to when I started skating.
Mm.
When I was 11, I started skateboarding. Before that, I never had a camera in my hand. But as I continued to progress through skateboarding, filming and skateboarding go hand in hand. Like if you're doing cool tricks, you're getting cool clips of
Right.
that, and that turned into like me having my own camera, and then after a full day of skateboarding, still hyped up and young, I would go back home and do anything I could to like edit those clips back together. No matter if it was just me, or usually I would have the camera in my hands filming other people, trying to make them, look good and like piecing those clips together.
Right.
Yep. That's like the origin of my videography. Yep. And then what happened after that? So stopped skating as much, and then got out of videography until high school. Then I took a videography class because it just seemed really cool, and I was like, what's more to learn in this, behind the camera?
Mhm.
Turns out I wasn't really good at the written stuff or the taking tests. I was just good at like the creative stuff. So they would assign us projects, and I think they're still to this day playing some projects that I created as like examples, but like I almost failed every single test taken. But the creativity behind it is just like what drew me in.
Right.
And then after that, I really didn't, I still skated, and we, recorded clips and everything, but not like to a professional level. It was just all hobby stuff. And, I wasn't getting paid. And like around that time, high school, it's like when you're starting to do jobs and stuff, and you just kind of get out of like what you did when, you had less responsibility.
Yeah.
So got out of having a camera in my hands for a while, until I started helping out a good friend of mine who had an apparel shop, and he wanted me to do some product shots, photos, like doing some photoshops of hats and stuff.
Right.
And it wasn't until I did a few of those to where I thought, like, oh, I want to make this dude a commercial. Like I think, creating him like a video would help his, boost his sales. And then he had this one contract with a coffee company. He was doing some hoodie stuff. He was making some hoodies for this coffee shop. And he was like, I'm actually going to go over there, talk to the owner. I want you to come with me so you can meet him, and then maybe you can get an idea off of that. And that's actually where Aaron and I met, is through a coffee shop, because that coffee shop had their own videographer. And then I walk into this coffee shop and this dude is just kind of like getting his stuff out of his bag, like taking out his laptop.
Yeah, that's Aaron. That's
I don't know
Aaron.
what you were doing back
Yeah,
then, but
yeah.
yeah, that's actually how we met,
That's awesome.
through a
Wow.
coffee shop.
Yeah, me and
Wow.
Chaz were actually talking while we were waiting on you because you were late. How crazy it is that from those early days, you really haven't improved any. I'm just playing, man.
It's a never-ending battle, man.
Only kidding. So I want to know, and I'm curious about this, just for everybody that does any kind of creative work, what is it that you get out of, making these videos that you just like to do? Like, how does it feed your soul?
It's a good question
It is.
for anyone. Yeah, didn't take notes on this, man. You didn't prepare me for that.
Yeah, you got to go off the clip for some stuff. Chaz is waving his finger.
I don't know, man. I feel like,
Mm,
yeah, that's a good question.
mm.
What does it give? What is it? How does it feed my soul? I feel like I've always been that way. I've always you know, I was alright. Always an artist. I was always like feeding stuff to my creativity side, and I feel like with a platform like video or photography, there's just so much that you can do, that so many people can like put their own twists and turns into it, and like just to have something that's yours, that you create, and that you can put out there saying like, I created this, and to also like help people feel some type of way about it. And that's enough that drives me, man. Like, yeah, money's a bonus, the money, but like making people feel a certain way because of what you created is unlike anything, and you guys both know that.
For sure. What about you, Chaz? I know the other day we talked on the phone for 40 minutes, maybe 45. It was probably the longest phone conversation I've ever had in my life. But you told me a story about your history and wanting to do a video and making your family proud and stuff. What is it that you like about video? What drives you to do it?
I think what drives me to do film is
Come closer to the mic.
how about this close?
There we go.
Mm.
All right, Ant. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to rate this one E. Oh man. Kids
I
are
think what
listening.
I think what drives me to do film is people seeing things from my perspective. Um you can like legit take like 5 different people and give them the same camera, the same lens, the same model, the same everything, and they will come up with 5 different views of it.
Right.
Or perspectives of it, rather, to use my big words because I graduated. Yeah. Um
Did you?
Next question. Um but it's really just like, just being creative with the cards that I'm dealt, man. Seeing what I can create from that particular situation I'm in. It really just makes you want to be better. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go back and look over things, you'd be like, man, oh, I could have shot this like this, this
Mm-hmm.
like this. I think it's just being your, what is it called? I just pretty much critiquing yourself on certain things. You know what I'm saying? How can I make this better? What can I do better next time? And it's like a consistent growth. Like I feel like film and photography, you can never hit the top. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be like the best in the
Right.
world. But it's just trying to achieve or trying to get to that finish line. That's just the driving force of everything. You know what I'm saying? Does
Yeah.
that make sense, Aaron?
No, yeah, it makes good sense. Especially the critiquing your part because it's always something you can go back on and look at, like you said, and you'll see it and wonder why didn't I shoot it like this? You could see things like after the fact, and then you can implement that next time. And then, like you said about not reaching the top, see, this isn't like a sport to where, sometimes you have somebody who's undoubtedly the best.
Right,
Like for golf, Tiger Woods is the best. He's
right.
just the best. Like no one could do it like Tiger.
And I'm second best.
Hey, I doubt that. But with this, there's so much that's in the eye of whoever's watching it that is to be interpreted and figured out. Can you guys hear my dog?
Whose dog is that in the background?
And I can see him. Y'all look carefully. He's right there in the background down there.
We got some cats. If they sound like that, man, I'm running.
Jeez, I don't know my house is falling down apparently.
To piggyback on that,
go ahead.
Like you said, Chaz. It's this creative, competitive battle with yourself.
Man.
Yeah.
It's definitely with yourself. And I was thinking about this earlier. Ant's going to give the nugget of the day, but yeah, I threw a monkey wrench in there. Hello, surprise. Happy Halloween. Anywho, don't compare yourself to other people that are in the same industry that you're in, because you don't know what it took to get to that particular point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about myself. I think about like my first wedding film, and then I think about the wedding films that I do now. And then I might think about like, what's my man, Ray Roman or Philip White. And I catch myself, and it's like, competitive mindset to where like, oh yeah, I could have shot there or blah, blah, blah. But again, bro, like you don't know what type of mud they've been through to get to where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever catch yourself in that whirlwind, just don't do it. And Aaron, your video is still in portrait mode, and you said you were going to fix this. And it just dawned on me, even though we've been waiting on Ant for like 2 hours talking, it literally just clicked in my head that you are the only one in the wrong uniform at formation. You need to fix it, soldier.
Well, that's what the creative industry is about. I'm just showing who I am. I'm being myself.
Standing out.
Yeah.
That was a good comeback.
I know.
That was a good comeback.
I said it. No, I'm kidding. Cool. That's nice to hear. I like to hear what drives people and kind of, the behind the scenes inside when you lay your head down. What keeps you going? What keeps you wanting to achieve that next thing? So the next part, Chaz, do you know what Ant is currently doing? Ant
is currently jumping out of airplanes that work fully functionally. And
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing it, but he's doing it, and he can continue doing it. And I will stay with my 2 feet on the ground. Because when I got in the Army, I said I'm not going airborne because the plane still works. What I need to jump out for. That's what Ann is currently doing.
Well, I'm not doing it for the military.
Roger that.
But you will feel different after your first jump. When are we going to schedule it?
It'll be a live podcast episode.
I actually went on the website and I saw the weight limitations.
Oh, it's a myth.
It's a myth until I'm dead. I think on the website it was like 220 or 225 or something like that. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a couple years. So I mean, Aaron, he's definitely in this weight. He's under the weight class. I think he should go first.
I would never go.
He cuts his hair really low. That's one thing he doesn't have to worry about, but me, my hair is like 1.5 feet long, and it'll probably smack you in the face on your helmet and it'll blind you. Then you won't be able to pull the cord and the extra cord, and we just gonna hit the ground and smash. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, I get it, bro. I'm with you.
It's logics.
Changed my life, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Change yours.
Maybe one day.
Tell us, Ant, what do you actually do? I mean, I know you jump out of airplanes a lot, but what are you doing with film? What are your goals? What are you getting at while you're down there? And
we're skipping some notes here. Hold on.
No, we're not.
Break time. Time out. I need to refill.
I'm gonna have to edit
1 and
this out.
2. No, you're not. Y'all can keep talking.
All right, go ahead. Then why'd you say
All right.
timeout, bro?
That's a good question. Why did I say timeout?
I don't know. But if you're gonna take it, go.
Time in.
This whole thing is on video too. Chaz comes walking back upstairs with his drinks and his thighs, going at him. He's probably gonna start eating them downstairs too.
We haven't seen Chaz in 2 hours.
He's gonna go downstairs, fall asleep on the couch.
Yep.
Yeah. So anything you want to say about Chaz now? Go ahead, because he can't hear. He'll hear this on the podcast.
Do you want to continue on with the question?
We may as well, man.
All right. So should I just pick up, or should you re-ask?
I'll re-ask it in case anyone driving in the car or something has
Okay.
lost their train of thought because of Chaz's timeout. The question was, what are you currently doing down in Rayford? I know we just discussed about you jumping out of airplanes and doing that, but how do you incorporate that into your videos? Like, how you earning money? What are you doing down there?
So right now, my position, I'm doing media and marketing for Skydive Paraclete XP. And what that entails is any events, I'll be covering them, pushing the content as far as photos, pushing it on social media, creating the edits for the events.
Mm-hmm.
And then the marketing side, I'm still new to marketing. I've learned it's kind of tough if you haven't went to school for something like this, for a big company like this, which it's a family owned business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not by no means a chain or corporate company, but it's a business. Either way, it's a big business, and if you haven't been to school for something like this as far as marketing, it's pretty tough as far as the intro level to all of that stuff. So a lot of my stuff, I've been here for about a year now, but a lot of my stuff has been in the learning process of everything. Even what I do as far as media and marketing, that also entails graphic design, but I haven't done any graphic design before this. So a lot of it has been spending a lot of time watching YouTube videos, tutorials, researching, and just hands-on stuff. Like, a new software is thrown in front of you. I don't know how many of us can relate to this, but you just spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and days just like trying and working with stuff. And a lot of those times, like, those projects will probably be thrown in the recycling bin and just like trashed.
Right.
But as far as what I do, that's what I do, pushing out content for the business.
I'm just laughing at Chaz. He left a note in the chat that says Chaz was here. I'm assuming talking about the learning the new software.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. And then as far as so what I do is for a family business who owns a indoor skydiving tunnel, but they also own, under the same brand, the Drop Zone here in Rayford. So they also do, skydiving, outdoor skydiving, indoor and outdoor skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's broken up into a few different parts, and there's like, it's kind of like a tree. The trunk is what is indoor and outdoor, and then it just kind of expands into different things. Like, we have a gear store and merchandise that we do, and websites and all of that stuff. But I'm currently in the position of getting my jump numbers up to become a videographer in skydiving, so that can send me to the horizon. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm
Red
going.
Bull.
Yeah, man. Like, that was the initial goal. Before I ever did a jump, I was like, I want to be a Red Bull skydiver.
I mean, that would be awesome. And for everyone listening,
aspirations.
Anthony is making this sound like he works at the smallest, like, Dollar General in the world.
Definitely
but
not.
he's doing world championships. He's meeting famous people. Don't let him fool you. He's trying to stay humble.
Man, we if you come to our Drop Zone, you won't know that, like, people that have super high um, just like super big names in skydiving. I mean, skydiving it's a pretty small community as far as how many skydivers there are and how many consistently do it. But around our drop zone, you won't know when like world champions will pass you up. They're just normal people, man. It's like, you could pass a student who's in the school to get their license that has like 3 jumps, who has skydived 3 times, or like somebody else will pass you and they have over 20,000 skydives, and that's a literal number.
That's a lot.
That's
Yeah,
how I
man.
feel whenever Aaron comes shoots a wedding with me. I'm like, you think this guy that has his cap on is just, a regular degular guy that I found off the streets, but little do
All
you
right,
know
chill out.
he oh, okay, never mind.
No.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, so little do you know that he's a world renowned wedding cinematographer um of the universe.
Oh man. I think everybody listening knows a little bit better than that.
Oh, come on, man.
You're crazy,
I do have a question.
dude. Ask away. You're the co-host.
Hey, can
You don't
I
have to
can I
ask.
wear glasses in that tube thing, or I have to take them off?
You could wear a full face helmet. Yeah, you could wear a full face helmet that will cover all of your face, and you could wear glasses.
I have another question. Is
Excuse me.
what,
Raise your hand inside
you're
of
right.
the
Sorry.
Zencaster, please.
So last time I raised my hand in here, I didn't really understand how I could unraise it. So that's why I'm not clicking it.
You're just like this the whole time.
So my next question is, and when you say a full face helmet, is that like my bike helmet? I can wear that?
No, we provide that for you. It's a different form that's like specially made for skydiving and high winds.
One more question. Okay. I have a very large head, especially with all my hair. My head was
Yeah.
already large, but my hair makes it even larger. What is the largest size helmet that you guys have on site?
Double XL. You're good.
Okay,
You're good, homie.
I won't be able to see you then. It was nice trying though. Okay, let's carry on.
You need a quadruple X large?
It needs a fish bowl.
Ah, dude, you're good, man. You're good.
Let's go.
That's funny.
Let's roll.
All right. So the topic of today's podcast, contrary to popular belief, is not Anthony. It is creating. Just leave. I'm out of here. No, it's creating a dope intro to a video. So this could apply to a wedding. It can apply to a commercial. It can apply to social media. Any type of content that is in video form and maybe other forms this can apply to. So the reason I wanted Anthony to come on is because he needs to learn a lot about this.
Man, these insults are they're sneaky, but they're good. I'll tell you that.
No, that's something that Anthony is pretty excellent at, is creating an intro where those first few seconds or a minute, whatever length you're working with, that intro portion, he can always get it looking real crispy.
Mm.
And we
Thank
need
you,
your
man.
help. Chaz has to edit a wedding video. He's got no other choices. He said, "Bring it on the podcast. I'm gonna write this
Yep.
down."
Yeah, exactly.
So when you're looking to do an intro, Anthony, most recently I saw that one skydiving intro where you've got like the light coming off the helmet glare, looking super slick. What do you do? What do you look for when you're shooting an intro? Like, do you know that you're shooting an intro, or do you just capture everything and then go in on the edit, or how do you approach an introduction?
So I'm gonna fire back real quick with, what does an intro mean to you? Like, do you, yeah. So what do you think about the intro? Is it important, or is it even a factor? I mean, is it just an intro, or is it just way more than that?
No, I think Chaz, do you want to answer first, or you want me to answer first?
He asked you. He didn't ask me, brother. He
He's
asked
looking
you.
at both of us. He's looking
I'm
at both of us.
both of you guys.
Well, I can't tell who he's looking at because he's looking at the screen and it's
All
confusing
right,
a
so
little
check
bit.
it out. Check it out. Make a note. This is Aaron, and that's you.
Roger that.
All right. For me, the intro is so much. It's so much of the video, because when you have such a in our day and age, you have a limited time span for someone to stop scrolling and to pay attention to what you're trying to say. And I think that the intro plays a huge part in that. The intro for me is not a certain length of the video, it's not a percentage. It has no defined value, but you know it when you see it. The
Mm,
intro is the beginning that is designed to make me be like, "Oh, I'm gonna check this out a little bit more."
Mm. Yeah,
And I think it's probably 70%, if not more, important of how effective the video is going to be.
that was
Chaz, what about
good,
you, man?
man. That was good. Um, I think, like you said, what the heck is that?
ooh. All right, continue. He'll figure it out.
I hope he does. Anywho,
I just clicked the button. I'm new to all this.
like Aaron said, it's super important. I think in the world that we live in, you literally have like some people say you have a couple of seconds. I think you got like milliseconds. I literally put myself a lot of stuff that I do, especially when it comes to marketing and the way that things are edited. I put myself in the seat of my viewer. So when you're on like Instagram and stuff, you're not gonna wait like the first 3 seconds of a video. You know what I'm saying? If it's not like knock your socks off like off rip, you're not gonna watch it, because it just does nothing to you. So you literally have like milliseconds. Like you gotta come out of the corner swinging, especially, with everything nowadays, man. So yeah, I think you explained it fairly well, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's something else though that you think about, or at least that I think about. Just like in regular life, when you're meeting people, first impressions play a huge role. Huh? Hello? Everybody okay?
Yeah, there's a cough from the other room.
Oh, okay. Chaz, chill out. But first impressions play a huge role in meeting people in normal life, to where for at least a decent amount of time, that first impression is in your head of what is this person like. And I think that that same thing applies to creative aspects of video, photography, whatever it might be. You only get that first look once, and it's best not to waste it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think about it.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it's super important. And yeah, so going back to your question, do I? Can you repeat that question, by the way?
Um,
So it's like what? So
Going back to
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot
Going
you
back.
said, um, no, when you're getting to the intro, do you shoot it intentionally? Do you just shoot everything and then decide
Yeah.
in the edit? Like, what's going through your mind when you're looking for an intro, and how do you approach beginning a video?
Okay. Usually I don't shoot for the intro. That one video that you brought up, I did shoot it, but it was after the event had occurred
Mm,
because it then um, came to my mind of like the type of intro that I wanted. I'm very, and this is what I've learned from you being my wedding videographer mentor, starting out with wedding videography, is I take things as they come.
right?
I'm not a posed videographer. I don't pose you for. I do. It's like 5%, 5 to 10% of a whole video shoot. I'll pose you, but it's for shots that I may have missed. But every other aspect of my shoot is improvised or it's candid. I take things as they come and I film things as they happen. I feel life, your story as it happens. For this particular one, I filmed the event and the event didn't give me some sort of like intro satisfaction. It was just things happening. And I was like, I have to bring this story to life somehow. I can't just like bam, start it. As far as what I had in mind. But I think 95% of the time it happens as you are starting the project. Um, and music comes into a big play. A big part of this is finding the correct music, because you have the feel of all of the footage that you have, and that's what I usually do. Is like I'll skim through the footage real quick and see what type of shots I have, and then okay, so now I have a basic understanding of like what it looks like, but how does it sound, and how do I put it together? So then I'll start looking for music, which is, most of us know, the hardest part of editing
Of course.
any type of film is finding the correct music that you feel is right. Once you feel like you have the right music and have a feel of the intro to the music, then you have to put it together. So to answer your question, no, I don't shoot for the intro most times.
Okay.
But if I have an idea or maybe a theme before the shoot happens, then I start to think about it a little. But a lot of videography, as far as what we do, is I feel like is like improvising on that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the type of shoot you're doing too. For what, for weddings and for things like you're saying that it's candid, like this is in the moment. There isn't a preparation. There's not a planning other than a hope that maybe things could go a certain way. It's going to be difficult to try to shoot for an intro because you're going to just end up missing everything else and, you know, won't have anything. Maybe with scripted work or something in a studio, you could do it a little differently. And I know me and you both have done that together. And Chaz, I'm sure you've done that as well. We get the thumbs up from Chaz. We're good to move. The next question that you already answered was, does music play a part? This may be a good time to give a shout out to Music Bed. Maybe. Hey Chaz, I can never find music, man. I'm just kidding. We probably do need to read that ad again and get that going, or they
We
will probably just dump us. I don't
we
know.
definitely do. I think the one we saw was like a page long, and
Ah,
we didn't quite improvise the way we should have. So
we didn't hit the marks.
one day we're gonna get a nice jump cut type of edit
Yeah,
going
but
to where we can do that.
just to satisfy the audience here, Story Over Everything code on musicbed.com. You can get you, I think, your first month free or something. We'll look into it and we will let you know.
This is
um,
terrible.
no, so let's be honest. They heard us before they talked to us, right? They know what kind of podcast this is.
Right.
This isn't the Smithsonian Museum of Podcasts. This is more like,
Raw.
uh, yeah. Ugh.
This is
But
raw.
what? That made my dog bark. Jez. We just lost all our listeners. Good night. All right. So sorry for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what we do, man. We improvise. That's what we improvise.
So you already answered. When you're shooting, you don't have an intro
Mm.
in mind.
Right.
My next question is: once you're sitting down, you go through your footage, you listen to your sound, whatever you have to go through. How does that play out into the rest of your video? And what are you aiming to get in that intro? Is there a certain vibe that you're going for? Is there a certain aspect that you're like, you know what, if I can do X, Y, and Z, then this intro will be successful and get them to watch the rest? Or how does that play into your mind?
Hmm.
Were you like reading
Um,
notes or something right there?
yeah, I've got my own notes correlating with Aaron's notes.
That's good, man. That's
Show
good.
notes,
Yeah.
bro. He's a
I don't
professional
even
guest.
I don't even think I opened this email that he sent me.
Chaz Reed. We got a new co-host next week, ladies and gentlemen. Just, nah,
um,
just gonna show up. It's
yes.
gonna be Chaz's chair only.
Just a spiraling chair that you
Just
just
still
like.
spinning. The Wingstop is there in the background somewhere. TV's gonna be on. Chaz is on the futon, just hanging out.
Um, so I feel like you kind of already answered that as well. It's like you both did. For the intro, like the goal of that is to capture their attention, the audience's attention,
Mhm.
and you want the intro to drive the rest of the film. No matter what type of film it is, it's like the intro really does matter. Um, so yeah, I'm losing thought.
No, you're good.
It's
Chaz,
okay,
what
man.
about you? Oh, you don't even edit, so this doesn't really apply
Whoa,
to
whoa,
Chaz.
whoa, guy. Whoa, you're telling too much information now. Listen, we don't need the people knowing my secrets, okay? I'm a professional editor. All right. Professional.
So
When
back
there,
in 2015 when you last edited, Chaz, what was your
no, I did a ceremony like about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
It,
Okay.
it took me 8 hours, but that's not the point at hand. It was perfect. You know what I mean? Like that's all that matters. But what was the question again? I'm pulling the Anthony card. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All
see,
right, guys. I mean, I'll answer it for me. Um, in my intros, there are certain things out that I look for, and so I kind of mentally rank my footage. And I've never went back and looked at it. I don't do that. I just remember what I shoot, and once I see it, like when I'm shooting, I know if it's a good one or not, and they're all good. No, but I'll know when Chaz got it. When I'm shooting, I'll know, do I want this clip? Is it one of the best? So when I rank them, the top ones are generally going to go either in the intro or in the middle. And there's kind of like class A and then class B, and then the rest of it is just like, capturing the stuff. But the A and B stuff, I either want it in the intro or I want it in the middle near the climax. And if you happen to have water and a GoPro, you already know that's an intro for me.
Oh, yeah. Only reason I got a GoPro is because of the water and the GoPro from Aaron. I still haven't shot on the GoPro.
No, of course.
Jeez.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, how many cameras can you get and not use?
Well, this would be number 2.
Dude, you could be holding up a dog. I couldn't tell because of that quality.
These insults on the quality of this business internet that I pay like $100 for, it's really starting to piss me off, guys. It's really starting to piss me off. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and answer the question that Aaron asked me that he wouldn't repeat, but I figured it out by myself because I'm smart.
Mm.
Go ahead.
But as you were explaining, the only thing that popped in my head was an airplane. Wait. We're not talking about jumping out of an airplane.
All right.
We're talking about sitting on an airplane. This guy, here he goes. He's gonna leave again. But like Aaron said, as soon as you get on an airplane, who do you see first? You see first class. You know, I mean,
Right.
it's immediate. As soon as you turn the corner, besides the lady passing you the sanitizer wipes and like, hey, how you doing? What's she called?
Stewardess?
Flight attendant.
There you go, flight attendant. Sorry
What's a
about that.
stewardess? Is that on flights?
I feel like a stewardess is at like a hotel or something.
I don't
Here he goes to Google.
know.
Children
our
in Google
resident
these
Google
days.
Sorry to interrupt, Chaz. First thing you see is first class. Go ahead.
There he goes. There he came back.
A woman who performs the duties of a steward, especially one who attends passengers as on an airplane.
I'm about to say
Flight attendant, steward,
Same thing.
Same thing.
the only steward I know is Stuart Little. Outside of that, brother, I don't know no other steward. Anyways, but yeah, as soon as you board the airplane, man, you see the people sitting in first class. And I know I'm not the only one, but I know immediately when I see the people in first class, I'm like, what do you do? You know, like it intrigues me immediately. And I feel like it's the same way with the film. You know, a lot of people don't think, but when you see a trailer on a the TV or whatever platform, they're literally starting off with first class. Have you ever
Right.
gone to see a movie and you like, man, the trailer was so good, but that movie sucked?
Yeah.
Few of them.
I
Yep.
mean, they sold you on the first class ticket. You know what I'm saying? They sold you on those people sitting in the first class with their legs kicked out and everything. And it's literally what you have to do with film. I promise you, it is down to the milliseconds now. Even with photos, you literally have milliseconds with people. You know, back in the day, you can make a film and it's, 60 minutes long of a wedding video and people would watch the whole thing. I remember sitting there watching like cousins' wedding videos that were an hour, 2 hours long. And I would dip in and dip out and I would like, oh man, this is cool. But now it's literally like, bro, you got about half a second to grab my attention. And if you don't have it, I'm gone. Period. I don't care how much money you put on Google or whatever. It's you have that half a second. So again, come out of that corner swinging with everything you do. And then you can like mellow things out, and just
Hmm.
ride it out like my voice, my smooth voice. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, next question I've got is we know now what goes into an intro, and we could probably do 5 more podcasts about intros and going into the basics. I don't know if anybody actually wants to listen to all that. If you do, send us a comment and we can talk more about it. But once you have your intro, does that shape the rest of the story you're going to tell, or is it separate? That question's for you, Anthony.
Yeah. I don't know. I always base it on feel.
Mm,
Um, Usually it helps. It bases, the whole film is based off of the intro. It's like the introduction to the person. What is the film? It's like you can't introduce yourself to somebody and be like, hey, this is what I do, and then go off and be somebody completely different. It's like, this is the intro now. Like, now show me what you do. Show me how you act. Show me like exactly what it is that is you. And yeah, like you guys were saying, time is valuable, and like you have to show these people what you're worth for the film, all metaphorically speaking.
right.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different types of film. Like an intro, what type of intro? Like wedding film, commercial, music video.
Yeah.
All of these types of intros demand something different. But yeah, they definitely ride off of the intro, and like, yeah, like milliseconds, man. Like you got to capture these people's attention. It's valuable. You're spending these guys' time. Like we're
Yeah.
working for that, and like, yeah, that's where like a lot of people, they see these videos coming from people, and they don't even think about like what's behind the scenes. But we're invested, man. We're invested in creating something for your time, which is, you value it way more than we can imagine. Like it's super valuable. But yeah, it definitely is based off of the intro, I believe.
Yeah. I think also with an intro, there's a couple things to look at. Number one, you have to know what vibe you're going for. Like you, to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, if I'm doing X project and I know like I want to make these people feel excited for this product, well, I can't make you excited for the product in the intro and then just be like, well, it's kind of boring actually for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
video. So you do have to know, what do I want to tell these people about this? What do I want them to feel? And why do I want them to stick around? You have to know that, and I think to communicate that, you have to also know your audience, and you have to know what kind of people they are and how do they listen and how do they perceive certain looks, certain colors. Music obviously is a huge one. Um, yeah, I think that with intro, it's just such a stage setter, that you have to know the material and you have to know the audience and you have to find common ground to merge those two together in 3 seconds for them to just settle down and watch. It's pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. You always shoot for the ooh, because that's what's going to be like. As soon as they do ooh, then they sit back and like they become the audience, and then you've captured them.
And you know what the worst is, besides those dumb TikTok videos of like, oh my gosh, I just strolled up on a group of NBA players and I asked them, can I make a video? I can't stand that. Um, I actually forgot what I was gonna say when I was doing that.
And
Whoops.
then you pulled a me.
Um. Oh yeah, I remember now. What I really dislike is if you're scrolling and that couple seconds you're like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna see what happens here, and they never show you, and they're like, stick around for part two, and I'm like, you know what, I'm unfollowing you because of that, and then I'll actually follow them again and go look because if it's really interesting, I do want to know.
Yeah.
All right, so I have one more question about an intro, and this feels like we're going kind of long. I don't know if we are. Not too bad. Um, in either of your guys' experience, if you have created an intro that you're really proud of, it's dope. Like you can't wait for the people to see it, whoever you're delivering this to, or maybe their audience to see it. Has it ever hurt you to create a dope intro? And if not, how does it help you?
Chaz, I'm gonna let you answer that one first.
Has it ever hurt me to create
Yeah.
a dope intro?
Let me elaborate, because it has hurt me before. I shot a project, and I'm not going to name a name because I don't want to be offensive. But I shot one for a company, and uh, it was one that, after they send you a check, you're kind of like, I probably should have just told them no, they don't need video because it's that boring. Um, so I went and I shot it, and I had to get super creative for me to even be invested to make the video. But then I made a cool intro, or at least I thought it was cool. They thought it was cool. But then the rest of the video kind of tapered off because I just ran out of steam. I didn't have anything else to say because it just wasn't, it just wasn't, I wasn't the right guy to tell that story, if that makes sense. So when I did that, though, it kind of hurt me because they were like, whoa, this looks so cool. And then turns out they were like, whoa, kind of wish I would have saved my money. Not on the video. That was like a reference to movie ticket prices. They were okay with the video, but I wasn't. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It does. So basically, you came out of the corner swinging, but you lost the momentum. You lost your juice. You lost the everything. I
Yep.
get it. Um, I think I tell people this all the time, especially when it comes to weddings. Um, you can't make everything look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. If I give you a pile of poop, I don't know how you can make this poop look amazing, but you can't make the poop look amazing but for so long. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really about you have to kind of sit back and think about whatever you shot and kind of pace everything. You might not every fight you want to come out swinging, you know. Some things aren't necessarily a sprint. Some things are more or less of a marathon. Even though we have this, this built-in attention deficit disorder type thing, um you might not always want to come out with your on your best foot per se. But me personally, has it ever hurt me? um I would say no. I kind of lead up to the best moment on the things that aren't that spectacular
Right.
instead of starting out with the best moment, because like you said, you're going to be hype and then it's going to die down, and I don't really want that. I'd rather it be like,
Solid all the way
okay,
through.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, and then it picks up and then it peaks out.
Mm.
But as I was saying that, the doorbell rung.
Oh, shoot.
And do you guys know what it's time for?
It's time for the second
That
sponsor of the day.
time.
It's
Stop.
time for Anthony to explain his answer when they go pick up the second sponsor of the day. Stop.
Dude, man, you're gonna miss like the golden piece right here, man.
Is this the
It's all
golden
good.
nugget?
Go get your thighs. No, it's not yet.
Okay, good.
But go ahead.
I'm gonna
Go
go get
ahead.
this real
You'll
quick.
see. You'll hear it on the playback when
I'll
you
be right
listen
back.
to it again.
That's correct, because I'm creepy like that, and I like listen to my voice when I drive.
All right. Go get the
So,
wings. Go get the thighs.
can the intro help or hurt you? It's definitely there to help, but it can hurt. And has it hurt me before? I want to say yes.
Okay.
in the slightest way. And that skydiving video you were talking about, it was indoor nationals of this year, 2021, and I had this grand intro, and I made it super cinematic, maybe
You talking about
to,
the same one
you
I'm
know,
talking about?
yeah. It was a really cool thought of an intro, and what it led to may have not like been consistent to where
Mm,
it stayed with the same level of feel. Like I had this grand idea
that
and I
was a
executed
fantastic.
on it.
That was fantastic intro, dude.
Thank you. It was this grand idea, and then the video, like, bam, right after
Mm,
is some of the feedback that I got. So that kind of hurt me as far as the intro, because that's the same one I was talking about. Like, I filmed the event and then I had this idea for the intro, so I went back and filmed the intro and then made it mesh somehow, some way.
I'll have to rewatch that
That
because when I watched it, I don't remember being let down by the video.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
I
I
didn't
liked
see
it.
that. Yeah, I didn't see it that way, but that's some of the feedback that I
Oh,
got.
okay,
Whenever you're a creative, you see things different from
sure,
the average viewer who's not in videography.
yeah.
It definitely can help. We've already been over that. Like that's what it's there to do. It helps, but it can't hurt. And I've written some things down here. Um, One, if you spend too much time on it,
Mm,
that can definitely fatigue you for the whole rest of the video. No matter if you set out to make a 3-minute video or an unintentional 15-minute video, like that's time you're spending way more on this part as opposed to like the creative side of actually telling their story and instead of introducing it. You can also create false hope
mm-hmm.
with an intro so dope. It you know I'm sure we come across this like on a daily basis as far as social media, like the intro, like you were saying,
Yeah.
from a trailer to a Hollywood film that is so grand that pulls you in, and then you create this false hope of this is going to be so dope, I can't wait to see it, and then the rest of the video happens, then you're just like, oh, like that was it,
Mm-hmm.
like dang. So in that sense, the intro can definitely hurt you. And then the last thing was, you can be too creative or not creative enough. You can be too creative with it and have all of these like colors and different things and energy that doesn't match with the rest of your film.
Right.
Or your intro just sucks and it's not creative enough and like doesn't capture your audience at all. you know in that sense, yeah, it can definitely hurt you. Like your so dope intro isn't so dope that you may have thought, and like that can be a learning experience. And like we all start from that, right? We all start from not making dope intros, and it
Some
hurts
speak for
us, but
yourself.
like just start off the bat with some dope intros. We all start somewhere, and unfortunately some get caught in that hamster wheel of maybe not so dope intros, but like they in those senses they can definitely hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also found, and I thought of this when you were talking a little bit earlier, and maybe Chaz mentioned it too. Like if we're hard on ourselves as videographers, as creatives, and sometimes harder than we need to be. But also, like when someone hires you, and if they're throwing an event or if they have a business, whatever it is, there's also a certain aspect that they understand what they have. So if you're shooting a wedding at a farm, they're going to understand that it's going to look like a farm. I saw Anthony, not you, Anthony, other Anthony, in the Facebook group asked about, his bride was expecting a baby and he didn't want it to look like a maternity shoot. But at the end of the day, they know they know that information, um, and they're expecting that to be in the product. We're not magicians. Well, some of us are more magical than others, I'd say. But both of you guys raise your hand. You're like, yep, all right here. Um, but don't be so hard on yourself. All right, buddy. To where, um, to where you psych yourself out, because when people hire you, as long as you do it honestly and try hard to tell that story, they know what story they're of. they know what business they're running or what marriage or wedding they're having. They get it. And if it looks like that, they're not going to be upset. They know they decided to get married at a farm. So it's going to look like a farm.
Farms are beautiful.
Our third sponsor of the day, Armendariz Inns.
Do you have a horse stable that you want to be in? Would you have your reception?
All right. All right, Chaz, and you guys got anything else on intros before we move to the next section of the podcast?
I feel like we've touched on all of the basis of intros. Maybe not. I don't know, but I feel like we've.
I mean, I'm sure
gotten pretty good.
we could start over and spend another hour on each topic. I'm thinking, but we probably shouldn't. And Chaz, are you eating right now?
I can't. I don't even know if that's Chaz right now. I can't even tell because of that quality.
Am I eating? No,
Yeah.
I'm not eating. I'm listening.
Oh, how are they? Are they good?
How are they? What? Who is they?
You got to remember this is on video too, bro.
Video what?
Podcast. It's on YouTube.
All right.
Next question, please.
As he goes back, let me dig in this styrofoam container right here. So Ant, tell us what's next for you. You're sitting where you're at today. You're working with a lot of skydivers. You're doing marketing for them. You're doing designing for them. You're going after getting all these jumps. What's next in your dream? If today was when you fell asleep, what do you want to dream about?
I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm not one to have these long-term goals. I have always flown with the wind. I've always, flowed with the river.
Right.
Right now it's about growth. It's about really honing in on these skills that I've been learning as far as graphic designing, as far as marketing. It's being right now I'm in a good position to where I want to be the best I can be in this position. And then once I feel I'm close to reaching that, then I feel like I'll have, these other goals that I can reach. But, right now I can't be more grateful for where I'm at. Like I'm super blessed, more than I could have imagined, man. Blessed beyond my deservings for sure.
Yeah. I mean, dude, just to see how far you've come from, the spot you have now, not only is it cool, but it's also very rare to be able to have such a position to where this is your life. And that's super cool and something that a lot of people probably would dream of. But to see from, you remember that day where you went over and quit your job?
Yep.
Like to go from there.
Dude, you were in the car.
I was there. I was with you. I had to pay for the gas. You quit your job for some reason. No,
Wasn't broke.
No, dude, just to see the growth and see the happiness. I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, it was a big day, man. You guided my journey as far as wedding film, and even you introduced me to Chaz, and we had some awesome projects that we've worked on. And that day still, like, I hold tight to that day. It was one of the best things I've done, man.
It was exciting.
Yeah, just like that big step of like boom, and then
Faith.
this whole new world, going past that wall.
I kind of want to go a little bit farther into that. I know we got one more thing here that I do want to ask you, but imagine this kind of leads into that. Imagine where you're at right now. If you're having one of your good days and you're just sitting around, you look around at the opportunities you have and the life you're living, and imagine you never would have went and quit that job. Imagine that you would have been too afraid to take that risk. And you're like, nah, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. Maybe something will happen where, I can get a videography job later down the road. What happens if you don't take that risk? And this is for all the people out there listening, because as we all know, I took the risk. I quit my job, hoping that I could feed my family, but I just got to the point where I had to try. So there's so many people out there that want to be able to take that risk, but they're scared. And tell me, how much more scary is it to think you could still be at that old job?
Dude, yeah, that's I don't know, man. From the opportunity I didn't even know existed that I found out after I took that risk, and it's called a risk for a reason. Yeah, that seems like one of the scariest horror films I could ever watch. And it's not that it was a bad job either, man. I loved my job. Like
Mhm.
I loved most of the people that I was working with, and like my manager who I went up to and quit from, super understanding. Like he said, you have a job whenever you need one. So I didn't leave on bad terms. It wasn't a bad job at all, but it was a job. And
Mhm.
to take that risk of unknowing and go full double, just double down on everything that I wanted to do and get to this point and see this whole new unexplored land of opportunity is I'm still speechless, man. Like, and it's not something I'm putting on for the camera. Like, this is how I feel on a daily basis,
Mhm.
and that's true. Like, there's opportunity out there. You just have to 100% believe in yourself and just go for it, man. Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, man.
I love it. Excuse me. I love it. I love to hear that. That's what that's kind of what I like about my life. Um, well, I mean, one of the aspects and all the different things I do is getting to be a small little part and hearing these stories. I just love to hear them because I once was there at this job where, unlike you, I hated it. I was miserable. Um, and just to know that no matter where you're at, where you're from, no matter what is perceived to be against you or what is actually against you, you can do it. And, to be able to make it out of that and be successful, it's so inspiring. I just love seeing people win. And one of the best things is that first moment when they realize they're winning. And it's so cool to see. Like, they're just all the self doubt is gone. And they're just
Yeah,
like, this is me right now doing this. And I love it.
yeah.
Couldn't get enough of it.
I will say one thing with that. It's not all just sunshines and rainbows. Like there are struggles afterwards. Like excuse me, sorry. Um, there are struggles, man. Like,
For
and
sure.
you and I have shared those experiences. And Chaz, I don't know if we've talked about those experiences. I'm sure we have. Um, you find yourself like if you do double down with just like like I said, it's a risk for a reason. You find yourself in those troublesome times, but you eventually kind of climb your way out. And
Yeah,
most of the time, it's worth it.
I agree. And even when it's not, it eventually will be.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also excited about starting over. And some of the people I've talked to that don't get this thing that we do, they're like, "Aren't you scared?" And I'm like, "Of what?" Like, I've already done this. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm
Mm,
excited to meet new people and film new things. And I'm just, I've got on my tablet, I just go and I write notes. It's got like a little pen with it. And I've just got like a couple pages of just new things I'm going to be trying. And I can't wait. I've got a couple weeks left here that I got to give, full attention, but I am ready. Couldn't be
dude,
more
that's what
ready.
I was gonna say, man. I'm super excited for you and to see, you know, what comes out of it for sure
Me
because
too.
it's gonna be great.
Thank you.
Oh, hey Chaz, you need a toothpick?
He's good. He's good. I think he forgets this is going to be on video.
I don't think he does. I think he knows.
I don't think he
I
cares.
definitely know. I don't care. Um, this is what you should be doing. What I'm doing.
Mm,
This is
mm.
what you should be doing when you listen to the podcast. You should be
That's
chilling.
another valuable lesson,
You
man.
know what I mean? Enjoying it,
Confidence.
sucking up the knowledge, and just whoa. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm just Chaz, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put on no front for nobody.
That's the best
It's
way to
just
be.
me. Yeah, man. Straight up.
And we're going to give you a second here. I want you to plug your social media, YouTube, wherever you want people to follow you at, or maybe to reach out with you or reach out to you if they got questions. Maybe someone out there is budding skydiver and they want to know more about what you're doing.
Yeah, man. So the business that I work with is Skydive Paraclete XP. There's a really cool meaning behind the word paraclete and where that comes from, and even XP. If you are interested, do a little bit of research. We got some good history there. As far as my wedding stuff, I'm armendarizfilms.com, ARMENDARIZ films. That's for you, Chaz. And then my Instagram is at Anthony, the letter I, Armendariz. And that's all one word. Yeah, that's all my plugs. I don't have, too much, but
What about your
that's where you can find me. Yeah.
Your TikTok? It's not Snapchat?
No.
What's your telephone number? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, my social security, my address.
All right. Well, gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's the time that people wait for. It's what they show up for and what they wait for. They save their popcorn for. It's time for the nugget of the day. The nugget of the day.
Are you gonna play some music?
I accidentally just deleted the music. But it's good. We don't need the music. We just need Chaz. I'll edit it in. You just be like, nugget of the day is nugget of the day.
Chaz, it's time. Nugget of the day.
The nugget of the day, man. The
Nugget of the day.
nugget of the day, man.
You know.
The Chaz, you doing it, or you want to?
I mean, this is Chaz's gold standard here, man.
All right, guys. So listen up, man. Y'all heard Ant and Aaron talking about, taking the risk. I think the nugget of the day, of course, we all want to take the risk, but in reality, take the risk wisely. You know what I mean? Take it to where you've seen the pay stubs of certain things coming out, of certain gigs that you're doing, and you're like, you know what? I really think I can do this. We're not saying jump off this bridge and just eat Roman noodles and Vienna sausages, guys. It's be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, at the end of the day, that's our goal. But make sure everything you have is in order, especially if you have a family. Now, if it's just you, we don't care if you eat beanie weenies and freaking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the next 2 years. If that's what you got to do and you're content with that, that's fine. But if you have other people in your life, please, 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 especially kids. We love the kids.
We do love the kids.
Have everything in order. Again, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're not saying be afraid to take the risk. We're just saying take the risk smartly, wisely. And do you want to add anything onto that, bro?
Oh man, I'd love to.
Hit it.
The calculated, risk is big. Yeah. So in all of that, if you do make the leap, be kind and respectful to your others. That can take you far. And to always remember, be grateful for anything, man. Even in the struggle, even down in the dumps, no matter what, don't kick yourself. It's always be grateful, man. That mindset, man, just can take you to the stars, man. And don't be afraid to help others out. Even that, if that means you're not getting anything in return. That it's key, man. That mindset can take you so far. Yeah, that's a huge part of that risk taking, man. And kind, respectful. Yeah.
Something you just said, it resonated with me. people don't have to choose you for anything. So when you were saying be kind, be respectful, be grateful, understand that you're in an industry of thousands of others. But for some reason, that particular person, that particular company decided to go with you, whether it be, your prices or the product that you deliver. Understand they didn't have to pick you at all. At all. It's always somebody better than you. It's always somebody cheaper than you. But they decided to pick you. Show that when you show up and show out. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to drop the mic because it's on this little arm thing that I bought from Best Buy, our fourth sponsor, Best Buy. But Aaron, what you got to piggyback off that, man? Hit me with
Man.
something, bro.
I feel like both of y'all just dissed me. Because I didn't do any of that stuff. In no way, shape, or form was I ready. And no sensible person would look at my life and be like, "It looks like he's ready to take the leap." But, maybe I'm a different kind of person. I was at a place where I was so hungry to do it that, I couldn't sleep one more night before I did this thing. And I was determined to make it work, whatever it took. And there was no questions asked. And I had zero doubt that I would be making it work. But with that said, I didn't find videography the day before I quit. I had been doing this for years behind the scenes. And it's that, it's like Chad said, it's not a marathon. Like, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be great if you started yesterday. Put in the time. And when you're hungry and you're ready, you'll know. If you have that inkling that, man, I feel like I could do this, you can do it. I'm a firm believer. If I can do it, you can do it. Put the work in, put the time in. Be nice, be kind, be respectful, love everybody, and just crush it.
Drink water.
Get
like-
sleep.
Not like Chaz. I don't sleep and I don't drink water, so.
Oh, well, you start from zero, so
No, I do drink water. I'm just kidding.
We
But
all know what I
sleep.
drink.
there's water and beer.
All right, before we sign off, gentlemen, we have one unanswered question left for the day, and that is Chaz. How was the thighs, man?
I ain't ate them yet, man. I only been eating fries. I can't
How are the
eat no
fries?
fries busting. They
They're
busting,
good, ain't
busting, busting.
Mm.
They busting, and I'm telling you right now, I've been waiting this whole time to bust these thighs open, but I want to get right there on that futon, get right there, turn on some YouTube, and get my hands dirty. They've been sanitized. Yeah.
All right, man. Anybody got anything else for the audience?
Yeah, one last thing, man. Story is king. Story over everything.
Amen. I like that. As always, ladies and gentlemen, pets, animals, whoever's listening out there on the airwaves, we appreciate any likes, comments, ratings, subscribers, whatever it might be. We do love you guys. We look forward to having these fun and sometimes weird conversations every week. We're back. Season 4, Episode 2 is official. We love you, and as always,
Peace.
We could ride